Imagine a world without money. Picture bustling marketplaces filled with the sounds of haggling and the sight of goods being exchanged. In such a world, the concept of value is fluid, determined by the immediate needs and desires of the people involved in the trade. How would we trade goods and services? Without a standardized medium of exchange, every transaction would require negotiation. The value of an item would vary from person to person, and from day to day, depending on what each party needed or wanted at that moment. We might barter, exchanging one thing directly for another. This system of trade, known as bartering, has been used by civilizations for thousands of years. It relies on a mutual agreement of value between the parties involved. For example, a farmer might trade a bushel of wheat for a potter's clay pots, but bartering can be complicated. The process requires a double coincidence of wants, meaning both parties must have something the other wants. This can lead to frustration and inefficiency, as finding the perfect match for a trade can be time-consuming and difficult. What if you have chickens, but need a new pair of shoes? The challenge becomes even greater if the shoemaker doesn't need any chickens. In such cases, the trade cannot happen, and you are left with your chickens and no shoes. What if the shoemaker doesn't need any chickens? Money solves this problem. By introducing a common medium of exchange, money eliminates the need for a double coincidence of wants. It allows people to trade more efficiently and effectively, facilitating the exchange of goods and services. It acts as a common language of value that everyone understands. Money provides a standardized measure of value, making it easier to compare the worth of different goods and services. This common understanding simplifies transactions and helps build trust in the marketplace. Throughout history, people have used various forms of money, from shells and beads to precious metals. Each form of money has its own advantages and disadvantages, but all serve the same basic purpose: to facilitate trade by providing a common measure of value. The United States is no different. Our nation has seen a wide variety of currencies over the years, each reflecting the economic conditions and needs of the time. From the early colonial currencies to the modern dollar, our money has evolved to meet the changing demands of our economy. Our currency has evolved over centuries, reflecting our nation's growth and changing needs. As our economy has grown and become more complex, so too has our money. Today, the US dollar is a symbol of stability and trust, recognized and accepted around the world. This evolution of currency is a testament to the adaptability and resilience of our economic system. In the early days of the United States, there was no national currency. Each of the 13 original colonies had its own form of money, leading to a patchwork of currencies that varied widely in value and design. This lack of a unified monetary system created significant challenges for trade and commerce. Individual states printed their own money. These state-issued currencies were often backed by land or other assets, but their value could fluctuate dramatically. This inconsistency made it difficult for people to conduct business across state lines, as the value of money from one state might not be recognized in another. The Continental Congress also issued paper money during the Revolutionary War. This was an attempt to fund the war effort without relying on foreign loans or imposing heavy taxes on the fledgling nation. The currency issued by the Continental Congress was known as Continental currency. This was known as Continental currency. It was a bold experiment in creating a national currency, but it faced significant challenges. The Continental Congress lacked the authority to levy taxes, which meant they couldn't back the currency with tangible assets like gold or silver. However, it wasn't backed by gold or silver, and people lost faith in it. As the war dragged on and expenses mounted, the Continental Congress printed more and more money, leading to rampant inflation. The value of Continental currency plummeted, and it became nearly worthless. The value plummeted, leading to the phrase "not worth a Continental." This phrase became synonymous with something that had little to no value. The experience of the Continental currency highlighted the dangers of printing money without sufficient backing and the importance of maintaining public trust in a nation's currency. This early experience highlighted the importance of a stable and trustworthy currency. The lessons learned from the failure of the Continental currency would later influence the creation of the US dollar and the establishment of a more stable and reliable monetary system. The Founding Fathers recognized that a strong national currency was essential for the economic stability and growth of the new nation. This realization paved the way for the creation of the first Bank of the United States and the eventual adoption of the US dollar as the nation's official currency. In 1792, the US Mint was established. This marked a significant step towards a unified national currency. The mint was responsible for producing coins. The first U.S. coins were made of copper and silver. They featured iconic American symbols like the bald eagle and Lady Liberty. These coins represented tangible value as the metal itself had worth. This provided citizens with a sense of confidence in their money. While coins were convenient for smaller transactions, paper money emerged for larger sums. The first national paper money was issued during the Civil War. This was necessary to finance the war effort. These early banknotes were called greenbacks due to their color. They were not initially backed by gold or silver but by the government's promise to pay. After the Civil War, the United States adopted the gold standard. This meant that paper money could be exchanged for a fixed amount of gold. The gold standard aimed to stabilize the currency and control inflation. Later, the United States shifted to a bimetallic standard, backing the dollar with both gold and silver. This system, however, faced challenges as the relative values of the two metals fluctuated. Section 6. A Golden Age. The early 20th century saw a period of economic growth and stability for the United States. The gold standard, despite its limitations, provided a framework for international trade. The US dollar became a prominent currency worldwide. However, the system's rigidity also presented challenges, particularly during economic downturns. Section 7. Breaking free from gold. The Great Depression of the 1930s shook the foundations of the global financial system. The US government under President Franklin D. Roosevelt took the significant step of abandoning the gold standard. This allowed for more flexibility in monetary policy. The government could now print more money to stimulate the economy, even without a corresponding increase in gold reserves. Section 8. Money in the modern age. Today, the US dollar is fiat money. This means its value is not tied to a physical commodity like gold, but is based on the trust and confidence in the US government. The Federal Reserve, our central bank, manages the money supply and interest rates to maintain economic stability. This system allows for greater flexibility but also requires careful management to prevent inflation. Section 9. The Future of Exchange. In this chapter, we delve into the ever-evolving landscape of how we exchange value. From the early days of bartering to the sophisticated digital transactions of today, the concept of money has undergone a remarkable transformation. The way we use and perceive money is constantly evolving. With the advent of technology, the traditional methods of handling money are being replaced by more efficient and secure digital alternatives. Contactless payments, mobile wallets, and online banking are just a few examples of how technology is reshaping our financial interactions. The rise of digital currencies and online transactions is transforming the financial landscape. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum have introduced a new paradigm, offering decentralized and borderless financial systems. These digital assets are not just changing how we transact, but also challenging the very notion of what constitutes money. While the future of currency remains uncertain, understanding its history provides valuable insights. By examining the evolution of U.S. currency from the early colonial notes to the modern dollar, we can appreciate the factors that have shaped our current financial system. This historical perspective helps us understand the underlying principles that govern money and its role in society. It reminds us that money is ultimately a social construct, reliant on shared beliefs and systems of trust. The value of money is not inherent, but is derived from the collective agreement of its users. This social aspect of money is crucial, as it underscores the importance of trust and confidence in maintaining a stable financial system. As we navigate the complexities of the digital age, the lessons learned from the evolution of U.S. currency will continue to guide us. The transition from physical to digital money is not just a technological shift, also a cultural one. It requires us to rethink our relationship with money, security, and privacy. By drawing on historical lessons, we can better understand the potential challenges and opportunities that lie ahead in the future of exchange.